Welcome to Something to Talk About. I hope you're enjoying your evening again. I am going to definitely enjoy this evening. Tonight, we have a couple of friends of ours that are going to come in to talk about, I don't know, stuff. I can't even tell you where the direction of this will go because Datfan and Ikaika Patria are our guests tonight on Something to Talk About. Lots of things to, I'm sure, laugh about. So here's what I suggest to you. Go to the bathroom before you start watching this show and hunker down. I think you're going to have a good laugh. We're Something to Talk About. Come on, we're going to laugh. Welcome back to Something to Talk About. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to King's Restaurant for the lovely accommodations and their hospitality. We have the standing fruit, which is a part of our set. It's real, and you may eat it.
I feel very regular already.
Try not to use the green toothpick. There's something wrong with it.
The green one? Oh man,
Use
I picked
the
the
yellow
wrong
one.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't a stereotypical.
No.
All right, today it's so nice to have. How do you pronounce your last name, Ikaika? Oh. I wanted to catch you when you had food in your mouth. Is it Patria? Patria?
Patria. That's how I pronounce it. But I live in Southern California, so they say Patria. They roll the R's.
Oh, what is it though? What kind of name is
it's
that?
It's a Latin name.
Oh, it's a Latin name.
I get it from my grandfather, who's from the Philippines. So it's a Spanish influence name.
Okay, all right. So, Ikaika Patria.
Perfect pronunciation.
Very nice to have you. Datfan, which is the whole name. That's like a product. Yeah, Datfan. It's not.
Datfan. It's like hair gel or something like that.
Yeah. It's like
you know, a bit of bad aftertaste. Like you could actually.
It's like a nail polish color. We have the Datfan for you today.
You want a full set of your hair? Right there.
It's so good to have you guys in town. Thanks a lot for coming. And thanks for coming to the TV portion of what we've already done on the radio.
I like how we transitioned, like we did the whole radio interview, and then now we're like transitioning over to video. Like you're
like to TV.
You're like a hardcore Asian.
I am so important.
We're setting up a pilot series right now.
Yeah.
And, it's amazing.
Yeah, this is actually a pilot for a bigger TV program that we want to have. It'll be showing in all Vietnamese villages.
This is Sullivan and Son, the Island edition.
Yes.
Sorry,
and they are.
They're us.
Yeah. I got to ask you. We're making a lot of jokes about ethnic groups and stereotypes and stuff. And you made a point that and everybody who does this, and you know this being from Hawaii, and there are a lot of your predecessors,
Great
right?
pronunciation, by the way.
What's that? Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Oh
yeah.
Well.
I'm used to
I went to
Hawaii.
college. No, I went to college there, so that was like the first thing I learned. It's like it's the University of Hawaii. I was really indigenous.
Hawaii. Say it with us. On three. 1, 2, 3. Hawaii.
I just say it like a white guy. I'm like, I heard you play the ukulele. I like Waikiki. I don't know how to.
I like white kiki.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we make fun. Well, you make fun because both of you guys make fun of ethnic groups. And you said something interesting, which is, I think, true. You can get away with it in America these days.
Plus, I didn't finish college, so that I don't have a choice.
He's dumb, basically.
This is it. That's all I got.
So it's okay for you to make fun of Vietnamese people or just Asians.
You know, if there's African Americans that can make fun of themselves on TV, white people can make fun of themselves saying they can't dance. Why can't Asian people make fun of ourselves? I mean, what's the exception?
What about when you cross into another ethnic group that you are not of, like blacks? How do you make fun of blacks? How do you make fun of whites?
Well, I
got your back. Go ahead.
I don't live in Missouri, so I don't know.
Or Detroit.
The comedy, we joke about everybody to the point where we might sound racist sometimes, but we're anything but racist. I mean, we have people in our group of all different ethnicities and origin.
Have you ever crossed the line? Like you're on stage and then something hits you and then you didn't really think it out and then you said it and then everybody went, whoa! And then you thought twice, like, crap, I shouldn't have said that.
I've joked around with gang members that were heckling me, and I was counter heckling, and that probably wasn't the best move, but the door guys weren't really helping, so I probably could have ended up in a gang fight. That's probably not a good line across.
Violence. So note to self.
No
more gang jokes.
Right. Yeah, don't
but
fight
you can cross the ethnic lines. Do most other ethnic groups laugh? Like you make fun of white people. We all make fun of white people.
Yeah, they do.
White folks. I'm sorry. I hate to sound like white people are
everybody's
aliens.
laughing.
The one.
Yeah, but there's two white people crying in the back right there.
The one Caucasian who's paying the bill.
Right.
Caucasian serving us. We better be nice.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, do you ever do they laugh? I mean, do all these groups laugh?
They do. The way I look at it is the crowd, regardless of race, is one collective entity. And you're either going to dance with them or they don't want to dance. And there's nothing you can really do. They're not going to laugh. They're not going to, I mean, there's only so far. I've had people walk out on me before.
Oh, have they?
They were
Did
offended.
that hurt your feeling?
Deep down inside, I went home and cried while listening to Nickelback. But it's...
Nickelback.
Yeah, Nickelback. Like, listen to these photographs. Apparently Nickelback sounds like Yosemite Sam. But no, I mean, your ego gets hurt a little bit, but you have to remember, okay, 4 people walked out, and there's still 300 that's sitting there.
Yeah.
That paid
So
money.
it's kind of like if you come to the party, then you're here to celebrate.
Yeah.
If you're paying for the ticket,
If you
then
come
you know
to-
what I'm about.
Yeah, if you come to a comedy show and you don't want to laugh,
They don't laugh.
that does.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's like saying you're going to an orgy and you don't want to have sex. I mean, that doesn't really make any
God,
sense.
that happened to me one
I
time.
know.
I was like,
That's-
what? This is not a Tupperware party? And I left. I was so upset. It was the wrong choice.
You're like this passion party is at a whole nother level right now.
I'm really not
Yeah.
digging this.
When
But-
when
but
when you tease other ethnicities, as long as you can handle it properly, don't be too offensive and tie it back to yourself. I think it's more
That's
acceptable.
a good point. Because if you're
If you're
self-deprecating,
part of the joke and not
yeah,
laughing at
I see.
them.
I see. But in Hawaii, they say this. Hawaii is melting pot.
Absolutely.
Sure.
There's
Frank DeLima.
everything in
Frank DeLima
Hawaii.
would tease all of the different ethnicities, and no one would have
Mel
a problem about
Kabang.
it.
Mel Kabang
Exactly.
was the worst at it and the best at it.
But
Frank
we
DeLima,
liked
yeah.
it, but we had a good time.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are a little bit PC and they're worried about what you say, and we're not trying to offend anybody. We're trying to make people laugh. We
Yeah.
want them to have a good time at our
But the
shows.
point is that every ethnic group has an idiosyncrasy that they laugh at. You're in the Vietnamese culture.
Sure.
I was just watching before we got here. I wanted to do some research on you because I've never been to your show because I can't afford it. So I looked at YouTube and I
Yeah.
saw the one that you did with bringing the white girl home. I think that's like the #1 video. It's like the Google search. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the one with you bringing the white girl home, and you play both yourself and your mother.
There's truth, talking about my parents, about the reaction towards things, and there's some things I'm just poking fun. And if you can't laugh at that, I mean, it's going to be a really long ride for all of us. You know what I mean? Like, if your
Yeah.
parents are pressuring you,
Yeah.
you don't say anything. I mean, that's just stress.
Are you the first Vietnamese? Is it a comic, or do I call you?
As far as I know, there's a lot of Korean, American, Asian stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
But I'm probably the only or one of the only Vietnamese known stand-up comedians. I'm sure there's.
Wow.
I've met some others out there that are starting out, but.
Yeah. So by
Yeah.
the very fact that you are first, then you are like one of the most influential Vietnamese people.
I'm like a Kelly
in the United-
Clarkson pioneer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except for I'm not a white girl.
Yeah,
so,
and singing
yeah.
country.
Right.
The raging angry girl country.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but are you not like a titled most influential Vietnamese American citizen in the country? We should all. I don't know. What
No.
do you do with that? What do you do?
It's
what do
just
you
a title.
do?
I mean, I just do what I
That's
do,
cool, though,
do the
right?
best I can. Yeah, it's great.
What does that mean, like to be influential? Actually, how's that feel?
It's there's responsibilities with it as well,
Mm.
because there's people that look up to me, and if I say something that offends them, I was on CNN one time talking with Don Lemon.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I was defending How I Met Your Mother, and I had a lot of backlash on it. But what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna apologize to that group. I mean, it's for being who I am. They get to be
Right.
who they are and all that stuff. So yeah,
Right.
there is a backlash behind that, and
Yeah.
there's responsibility. What I say, I do have to.
God,
take-
it's terrible being an icon, isn't it? Because you could have
It's-
been a doctor.
Hey, my very first job, I was working at AMC movie theaters, cleaning theaters. Not that I'm ashamed of that, but hey, I could be doing that right now. But instead, I get paid to go around the world and make people laugh. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
great thing, bring joy to people's lives. And it looks like your whole crew is going to the bathroom at the same time. Look at
Well,
there.
it's clearly something
yeah.
you said.
I know.
And
Apparently, look, I'm
something else together.
Look at this. I'm walking your crew.
I know.
Look at that. I'm walking them during an
I don't know why
interview.
they're leaving. They were supposed to be the studio audience, but now we've
They're
got
very
no one.
Asian. They showed up and they left. They ate.
Well, they
and then
showed
they
it
left.
for the food. That's actually
Right.
they showed it for the food and left. But Ikaika at the same time. You're from the islands.
That's right.
And you're now living on the big mother country.
Living on the mainland.
Yeah,
Yep,
how-
guilty as charged.
Yeah, how is your comedy not influenced, but how is it accepted there? How is it received?
A lot of it is culture shock comedy. A lot of it is talking about myself, reacting to the differences that I notice on the mainland. And anybody who's ever lived the island life and then lived in the continental U.S. knows that there are some gears that shift when you run into the people that live in each culture.
Yeah.
And a lot of what I talk about is just my perception of how people respond to the way I look, the way I act, the way I talk. And it's...
Because you got a thick pigeon accent and you're...
Well, the funny
and
thing
you're
is, people on the mainland think I have an accent. When I go home, people in my family say, "Bro, you lost your accent. What
Yeah,
happened? You're
yeah.
turning into an howly
You're
already."
too howly for that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I can't win. I lived in Chicago before. I lived in Colorado. Now I live in California. So my accent is 4 different things.
Plus, when I first met him, I thought he was Native American, which is really
Actually, you know
yeah.
what? I could see that.
You thought I was Native American?
Well, no, I thought you were black because of the purple
well,
hair.
no.
No, I thought you were something other than Hawaiian.
Yeah. Well, a lot of. I get that a lot. When I shave my head, people think I'm Mexican.
See, but isn't that though good? Isn't that good that you?
It depends on what ethnicity the police officer that pulls me
That's
over
what I
is.
say.
It really
That's
depends.
what I say. I'll be whatever you want. man.
Exactly. Just don't shoot me. That's what I say.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me.
Tase me. Don't shoot me.
Do you guys like coming to Guam? I mean, this is
I
an
love it.
island culture, yeah.
I feel at home when I come out here. I mean,
too.
yeah.
Right.
Me too.
Like I was saying, Hawaii is like my extended family, and then this is like my extended, even more tropical family out
Yeah.
here. I mean, I just found out you guys are only 3 hours from Vietnam's time zone.
I know.
That's so
That's
crazy.
why they sent the refugees here.
That's yeah.
Back in
that's,
the 70s. We were so close.
I was gonna say a bunch of inappropriate jokes.
No,
but-
that's okay. Go ahead.
Well, because my family, we are refugees.
Yeah.
And when we escaped Vietnam, this might have been one of the stops that went through. I'm actually pretty sure we stopped through Guam.
Wow.
Because of the military bases and all
you
that
got
stuff.
the Guam grime on you.
Yeah. So this
early
actually,
in life.
Yeah.
And his second stop was actually with my family on Maui. So
Yeah.
that's where that's why he loves Hawaii so much.
You've
Right.
got to be the adopted son of a lot. I tell you what, we're going to take a really quick break. And speaking of ethnicity, we're going to try some Chamorro food. I'm gonna hit you guys up with some
Yes.
stuff. I don't know how you feel about different kinds of foods. Are you allergic to anything other than you gave me a fact about being lactose intolerant
Yes.
and being Vietnamese or Asians?
I'm gonna sound like more of a geek than I already am, but
That's all right.
80% of Asians become lactose intolerant within their lifetime.
What's the time frame for that?
Right after you're done being a kid.
Yeah, okay. So
So
I mean,
teenage years.
It's like after you drink milk and cookies, and then you're like, oh my,
Let's,
what was that?
Let's just say around junior high school, having dates is
The
really
formative
difficult.
years.
Right, exactly.
Okay. All right, note to self. Listen, we're going to come back. We've got Dat Phan, and we have got Mr. Ikaika Patri. Run outtakes. I have him run outtakes from this. I have him keep it rolling, so that
nice.
you're running outtakes during the break, and then we come back. I know.
Let's get as unpresentable as possible.
Hey, good evening. I hope you're having a nice time. We're having a nice time. We're here at King's Restaurant. Something to talk about. Dat Phan and my new friend Ikaika Patria is here. They are in Guam and they are from the mainland, and we're talking about ethnic stuff and culture. What we haven't talked about is food. You guys haven't tried any Chamorro food, really? I mean, you've had like red rice and barbecue and stuff.
No,
but,
not even that.
okay. You haven't even tried that?
Not yet.
Well,
We're about to,
Okay,
yeah.
because we are at King's and it's the home of the indigenous cuisine. I'm going to bring in Danielle and Derek Alcorn. Come on, guys, come on in. Yeah, they're going to kill us.
They look Chamorro, but they're part Mexican. It's very confusing.
Okay,
Very
so,
confusing.
all right, Danielle, you need to tell us. Just come sit here real quick, and then Derek can get in. Thanks, Derek. Look at that. Wow. What does that look like?
Looks
It
like
looks like mine.
gravy.
When are they bringing your portion?
yeah.
Thank you. You can
Yeah.
put it all in front right here.
Yeah,
And when yours comes out,
Danielle, tell us do you want to tell us what we're eating real quick? Do you know?
Sure.
Okay.
This is kadempika with steamed rice,
Uh-huh.
ham hocks and mango beans,
Okay.
chicken teleguin with tatizas,
Uh-huh.
and then your steamed rice for your ham hocks.
All right. Do we have finadeni? Oh, we got to have him try finadeni, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Danielle.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
bringing this stuff in.
Yes,
Thank you,
Thank you.
Danielle.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so here on Guam, we only use like one spoon amongst all of us. I'm kidding. We have no silverware.
well,
I'm
in that case,
we're-
Can we have silverware?
Yeah, we just
Or-
yeah,
let me
we
make sure.
all right. Let's do this. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
what we call kadempika, which kadu is really sort of like
Right.
generic for like a stewy, soupy thing. Okay, so this is chicken. Do you like spice?
I do.
You do, okay. in the Vietnamese culture, they eat a lot of like hot foods.
Sriracha sauce and all
That's
that
right.
stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. So this is cut in pica. Pica means hot in Chamorro, and then this is just ham hocked with mongo beans. You know, like mung beans.
Mung beans,
You eat
yep.
mung beans? Okay. And this I think might have coconut milk.
I
in
like
it.
how you said mung beans with a Texas accent. Willie.
Don't say
Like-
mung bean. I meant to say mung bean. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then that's chicken calaguin. Which people say that chicken calaguin is like a chicken salad, but there's no mayo. It's usually like barbecued, and the old way was that you did it half raw, and then you cooked it in the lemon. So it's like a ceviche, but with
I'm
chicken.
gonna try the ham hock.
Yeah,
first.
try the ham hock, and then the cut in pica. What?
It's delicious, and I've been eating nonstop.
Right. Well,
Since I
that's
left.
good. Then we're doing
I mean,
our job
yeah.
with you. Yeah, and then you back it up with some rice, and
I'm gonna
then
try some of that. Just whip it
oh
up
yeah.
quick.
How do you
Delicious.
think? Right?
Delicious.
It's great.
Incredible.
Okay. Do you do the mung thing? Mung beans? Here we call it mongo.
The mung thing.
Yeah.
But mung.
Maybe I'm getting delirious. I'm sorry. The mung
Okay,
thing.
the mung-
You want to do the mung thing?
Show 'em
It's
the
like a
mung dance.
I'll show you the mung. I don't know what the mung dance is.
See, in California, the Hmong are
Yeah.
actually a group of people.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they really are.
From the Mung
So, from the-
dynasty. There's the.
Mung dynasty.
It could be.
There's
you go,
this
I
is.
swear we're not doing any drugs right
I
now.
swear to God, too. I think this is corn
There you
tortilla. It's
Oh,
like it's
thank
a
you.
tortilla,
I don't-
but we call it a
okay.
tatiza on
me take
Guam.
first and
Okay.
then- there you go.
So just put the chicken on top of the corn.
And the lemon. That
I
lemon.
think I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah, you're really
I'm
showing.
just eating everything.
You're showing the people.
Yeah.
You're
So that's a
disappointing
corn.
everyone.
It tastes like corn, like a masa. Okay, so just put it. Yeah, go.
It's delicious. I definitely can taste the corn
Okay.
on there.
All right. So put the chicken on top of it, or you don't.
Is this
need
the chicken?
Yes, that's a chicken. What do you think?
I wasn't-
Chicken calaguin. That's
Okay.
it's marinated in like lemon and hot peppers and
Oh yeah.
sometimes coconut. It doesn't look like they have in here. Okay. Got that?
Wow.
All right,
Each
so-
dish is better than the last. It's
All right.
incredible.
Okay. So this is.
Great.
I don't know what your equivalent of a sauce is in where you come from.
In the jungles of Orange County.
Where you know what I'm saying in your Vietnamese culture, crazy. I'm gonna put this on your meat.
Wow.
Okay,
That-
I'm gonna tell you something honest.
don't
I'm
need
white. I'm whiter
I
than half the
know.
girlfriends I date.
I know
so.
you told me that this is not your. You don't eat.
No, I love
Vietnamese
it. It's
food?
delicious. But you're like in your culture. I'm like, you mean San
Well,
Diego?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what to-
Well, the point has to
Yeah.
be made that you moved to the United States when you were 2 months old, and you were raised in a Vietnamese home, but you in this culture.
Well, here's the sad part. My mom is actually a chef at a lot of these restaurants, like Vietnamese restaurants and Thai restaurants.
Yeah.
And this is delicious, and I have no idea what I'm eating. I just know
Wow.
it tastes good.
So, what does she cook for you at home?
Like pho and like old school gangster, like northern and southern dishes, and
Yeah,
like
from Vietnam.
yeah, like canh chua, which is like a sour type of soup.
Yeah.
And like gak ho, like it's like a dried fish. I'm sure you guys see
So
that
you
stuff
get
here.
this. So you get it. I mean,
Oh,
this
it's
is
delicious.
not like a great departure. And even in Hawaii, this is not a really big difference.
I'm used to spam, eggs, and rice.
Yeah.
Portuguese sausage if I'm lucky.
Yeah, loco moco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this.
But I would take this over Loco Moco any day.
Okay.
So
It's
delicious.
right here,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
winner.
See, I have an eating problem. Like, I'm always full because I'm always eating. So anytime, like on the plane or here or Japanese noodles, whatever it is,
Yeah.
if it's good like this, I'll just keep eating.
So how come you're not like a really fat guy? Oh, well, big guy.
I try to eat a lot of vegetables, honestly, and I train with him in Thai pads, martial arts.
Oh,
so we
wow.
try to burn thousands of calories so we could add thousands
so
of
you
calories.
can eat more.
We
I
earned
like
our,
that.
We
See-
earned our meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last week we worked out how many times?
We-
About 5, 10,
Tons of
15
times. We're trying to work out to eat. That's
Yeah.
the sad part. We
See,
cannot stop eating.
I appreciate that. A woman appreciates that. Sometimes we just can't get ahead of that. It's it's like, oh, a donut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the treadmill. Oh, a donut.
Well, first of all, when I date girls, like especially if they're not Asian, they have to pass the pho test, the Vietnamese noodles test, right?
Okay,
Because they're
okay.
like, ew, then it's not gonna work out, right? But
Right.
they're like, oh, I love this, then that's great. And then we always have to be good eating partners. So basically, we share stuff and swap stuff on the table and all that stuff. So
See,
Yeah.
See, that's good. I actually do it differently. I put the donut in front of the treadmill, then I turn the treadmill on, then I actually run towards the donut.
It's a
And
different
that's-
approach.
It works for me.
Yeah.
As you can see, I have this nice girly
Yeah.
figure.
What about the? Is it important that a woman can eat the foods of where you come from?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Dad a little bit earlier today.
Squid luau. Like if she can't get to squid luau, then it's not going to happen.
Honestly, he has the pho test. I have the squid luau test.
Do you really? I was just kidding.
Oh,
Do
well,
you really?
I should. I mean, now
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually have to do that. But just if they try it, if they actually give it the respect of a taste,
Yeah.
cool, we're good.
All
But
right.
if somebody looks at it and says, "Ew," they wrinkle their nose at it. How can you eat that? It's almost like an insult to me and my culture. It's like,
Yeah.
people, you're dissing me by dissing my food.
Yeah.
So,
I see
yeah.
that. I completely understand that. You are digging this, man.
I want to wait till
I have
off
an eating
camera
problem.
before I just
you?
take the whole
No,
thing.
honestly,
But,
that what I meant by sucking the bone. I mean, in public.
I was thinking something else. I mean,
In
When
public.
this here.
public.
so when
In public,
So, yeah, it's good.
I would pick that up, and I would be
Sure.
wearing it at home, right?
Yeah.
But in the
I found
company
my
of
kindred spirit.
civilized people,
when
dare
I'm on the
not.
movie set, they always can either find me in the trailer when I'm not on the thing, or I'm at craft services, which means I'm
which
by
is
the
like
food.
the catering company of stars,
like this would be
right?
all spread out at the table, and I would be picking at it all day.
Yeah.
That's
Tell me about that backstage stuff. What you do? I'm just out of
Well,
because
one-
you're like
Being
you're
Asian-
in movies and you're in.
I do my homework, so I have to make sure I memorize all my lines and know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Once the homework's done, I'm eating
Wow.
or sleeping. I'm sleeping on the clock.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Do you love
Yeah.
the people that you work with?
I truly enjoy it, and I work with some people that were like from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I work with guys from X-Men, and when you find out that they're nice people, which they usually are,
Yeah.
it's a great experience. You get to work with your heroes, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? But is it like because you're a funny guy and this is your thing? Do people expect both of you? Do they expect you to like be funny? You know, you're at the
think-
party, be funny.
Let me tell you, because you're actually one of our friends. If ever you want to piss that fan off, if ever, for any reason,
Yeah.
ask him to tell you a joke.
Oh,
Look
really?
him dead in the eye and say that. Be funny, funny man.
Yeah.
I would rather somebody say, "I'm going to attack your family,"
Yeah.
and you, than to say, "Tell me a joke." That's like the worst thing you could tell a comedian. Because the
Yeah.
real me, I just like having great conversations, having great times with friends,
yeah.
and just like, "Hey, tell me a
Well,
joke
it's
right
kind
now."
of like
This
it's
is very-
working. It's like
Yeah.
it's working, right? It's your job, and do you turn it off?
Well, it's like telling a ballet dancer that, "Hey, strip,
Pirouette
Now.
across the room.
or strip now, you cheap little whatever, you know."
Because
That's-
ballet dancers do that
Yeah.
without the pole.
Yeah, and I eat naked anyway, so it's just kind of like, "Hey, I'm already naked. How much more do you want me to strip?"
I do too. So that when I'm eating King's Mongol beans, so that I don't have to, mess up my clothing. That's the.
It's easier
I
to
think
suck
that's
the
the
bone
more
that way.
efficient
Yeah,
way
right.
to. You're a dog. Anyway,
I'm just repeating what I heard.
it's so awesome. I don't even know. Honestly,
making me laugh for
honestly.
that.
No,
Okay.
really, because
Okay.
I've not been flustered in the past, 3 hours that I've been talking to you guys until
not blushing
just
at
at
all.
this
Not
moment.
at all.
Just this moment.
I can't wait till I suck the bone. Sorry.
No, it's okay
mean, it
because
looks
you
good.
work out.
Okay, you just set the precedent. Now you have to do it on camera for the millions of fans
Let's
watching
see it
around the
happen.
world.
No, really, the best part is to in your culture.
In my people's culture in San Diego.
Do you don't? Yeah, do you?
Yeah, you gotta be nice.
In
You have
Santee,
to
California,
speak
do you guys
pretty to
like?
them.
Do,
Yeah.
no, but the bones thing
I'm
is
a
a big
bone
deal.
sucking.
Yeah.
Oh
Do you do
my
like the home
goodness.
Oh
Do it
yeah.
slower.
Oh yeah.
Do it there
Wait
you
here.
go.
Do you want some?
It's a technique he learned in
Lord.
Van Nuys, California. Look it up so you get that reference, everyone.
My grandmother,
Oh my
is a-
goodness.
103 years old. She likes chicken. And so, do you want some more finadeni
Yeah,
with
if you're
that?
gonna suck
Yeah.
that bone, you might as well suck them all. Let's line them up for that.
My tour manager's losing her mind right now.
It's okay. She's more indigenous than you are, by the way. She eats parts of
Well, hold
she
on.
eats parts of pig and stuff that we
I'm
didn't
actually
even
gonna
know
put you on
about.
the spot, man,
All
because
right.
he did it. I'm gonna do it.
Oh,
That's
my.
gonna leave you. So
Yeah.
It's like Asian food porn going on right
Oh
now.
my god. Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
Do you like that, by the way?
Yes.
Oh. That was a stupid.
You're
Like I
Like-
said, when your order comes, you guys can have some. But until then, this
Yeah.
is mine. This is all me.
I'm so glad that we're doing this here and not someplace
Yeah.
else. You guys fit very well here.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I'm so
I'm
glad.
honored to be here.
Do you have an uncensored show that we can?
Oh, that
This
was
is
fun.
the uncensored show. I'm so
Exactly.
sorry. Anyway, tell a joke, somebody, before we
Oh no! Here, come here. Step up.
Oh, yeah.
somebody tell a joke.
2 shows this Friday. I want to thank my sponsors.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You are so funny. Don't leave me hanging.
Oh,
You are
sorry,
funny.
I didn't see
no,
it.
No, no, it's okay.
My Asian eyes, like they kind of they go this way,
Open
but like
those
you're up high.
slits.
Yeah. Oh, can we
If we were-
tell
yeah.
people to come see us?
Well, because by this time it already played.
Oh. Well, in that case,
You see how that works?
I didn't know that.
get the time
Okay.
machine from Doc Brown. Go back to the year 1955.
Yeah.
Save the world. Then come to our show, which happens to be Friday.
We look like a bunch of drug addicts on camera right now.
Honestly, we're actually kind of punchy.
We're
It's Back to the Future.
phone-sucking fiends.
Yeah, thank you so much. Come eat this food again. I got no words. Bye. You're on your own, man. There's no other way to say
Nothing wrong with it. I'm sorry.
No, this doesn't sound funny. It sounds funny, right?
Well, because that's what we do here.
And they started giggling, and I'm like, okay, I can't be the only one thinking of. And then she said it over and